Jets fans, let's do a little thought experiment. Imagine this. Imagine Derek Carr. Stop talking about Derek Carr. No, he's probably going to be our quarterback, so we're going to talk about him. That's what we do. Imagine he was drafted by the Jets. And his first, 2-3 years, kind of like one Sam Darnold or Zach Wilson, were tumultuous, horrendous stats, just bad all around. And left us wondering, what it was just the coaches. We messed it up. This guy was going to be a dude. It was going to be great, right? But it's same old Jets. And then Derek Carr goes somewhere else, to another organization. Let's say it's to another organization that has been awfully run. One of the 5 worst run organizations in modern football. Nobody would deny it. And let's say his career picked up with the Oakland Raiders right after that. And let's just take it from his rookie season. Imagine that was his year 3 or 4 with another team, right? He goes right to Oakland and goes 21 touchdowns, 12 picks. Then the following year, he goes 32 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, makes a Pro Bowl. Then the third year, he goes 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 12-3 record, makes another Pro Bowl. And then after that, has like 5 consecutive 4,000-yard seasons with 20 touchdown passes or more, and is now a year removed from a season in which he threw for 4,800 yards and had a completion percentage of 68%, in which the Jets have not had a passer throw for just 4,000 yards since Joe Namath, and haven't had a passer just complete 60% of their throws since Brett Favre with his bicep torn off. So imagine Derek Carr does that. Jets fans would never live it down. Forever, we would be old men shouting into the clouds, we messed it up, we let him go, look how he's producing. Same old Jets. He goes to another team and it's 4,000 yards with his eyes closed. That's for a bad team. Imagine if he was on the Eagles, the 49ers. We know what he can do with horrendous coaching, with awful offensive line play, with some good skill pieces here and there intermittently throughout his career, and with a defense on average that was 26th in the NFL. 26th on average. And we play a game of Twister to convince ourselves that Jamarcus Russell level stats is really like Mahomes in hiding. Seriously. I did it for a while with both Zach and Sam. Part of me still believes that Sam, maybe if he went somewhere else, would have had a shot. And I know this is true. I know we would do this with Carr. How do I know this? Because look at Geno Smith. Geno Smith, a decade later, links up with a Hall of Fame coach with an offense loaded with 2 wide receiver ones, a Rookie of the Year candidate running back, 2 rock-solid tackles, and he has a really good year. And he doesn't even make the playoffs. And we're still saying, see, look at the Jets. Geno Smith did a thing 10 years later, one time. Sam Darnold has a good half of football. A good half. And we're still doing it. Sam Darnold hasn't done anything since leaving the Jets, but still, he throws a couple touchdowns and we say, see, imagine if the Jets drafted Derek Carr and then he went on to have this career after leaving us. My goodness. Now, let's also imagine this. Imagine 3rd and 8, and it's not an automatic punt. Imagine a check down pass that is routinely completed. Imagine a game where the Jets are down by 4 points and there is 90 seconds left and you have no timeouts. And since the dawn of my existence, that has been ball game, put it in the books, curtains over, move on to the next week. Imagine that game's not over. Imagine, because Derek Carr leads the NFL in fourth quarter comebacks. Imagine that. And I know it's scary, right? It's scary. We have this innate fear of completion, 65% of them. Is that legal? Can we do that? We can, I promise you. We can forge into the 21st century of modern football where we complete passes, where we throw for 4,000 yards, where I dare say it, we score a touchdown. I know we didn't do that for the last 13 quarters of our season, but we can do it. We can head into these scary and uncharted territories of competent quarterback play together. We can. You know what else you get when you pay Derek Carr? Maybe you say he's not worth 30, 35 million, whatever. Okay. You want to look at Derek Carr and in a vacuum say that kind of quarterback is not worth $35 million? I don't know if I totally disagree, but you know what else you get? You get Garrett Wilson being a 1,500-yard receiver like that. You get Garrett Wilson maybe being Justin Jefferson as a rookie. Prove me wrong. Garrett Wilson couldn't have had 300-400 more receiving yards with a quarterback that could hit a pass with a monumental upgrade. Even you want to call Derek Carr mid is a colossal upgrade from what we had. So there you go. You get Justin Jefferson. Boom. How much is that worth? How much you want to pay for that? You know what else you get? You get, instead of basically CJ Uzomah being a 1946 tight end, you get Bengals Uzomah from last year with like 50 catches and some touchdowns with a quarterback that can hit a pass. How much is that worth to you? Worth quite a bit to me. Hey, our running game, Breece Hall, when he's there, he's a stud. When he wasn't there, it was non-existent. How about you don't have to face 8, sometimes 9-man boxes and run blitzes on first and second down because they respect you because you have a quarterback who can hit a pass. Opens up your run game tremendously. Hey, Elijah Moore, been missing in action. Maybe that's on our offensive coordinator, but it also helps when you have a quarterback who can hit a pass. Now maybe Elijah Moore actually exists. How much is it worth for Elijah Moore to exist as a football player on your team? A guy who you spent essentially a late first-round pick on. That's pretty valuable to me. It makes your offensive line better when you have a quarterback who can get the ball out on time. And you don't face as much blitzing because they respect you because your quarterback can, you're staying with me, hit a pass. And it makes your defense better. How? Well, your defense, what happened to the Jets' pass rush? What happened to the Jets' turnovers down the stretch? Part of that's just on the defense. They got to do better. But part of it is when you are showing up dead on arrival on offense and the other team can be in their 4-minute offense, just bleed out the clock from the beginning of the game, never take any chances, and the other team never has to play from behind. Yeah. When you have a competent offense, your defense is going to be able to play with a lead, play with better time of possession, not be on the field as long. Defense will be better. How much is that worth? How much is a few more sacks and interceptions worth to you? On top of everything else we already mentioned. And how much is the playoffs worth to you? That's another question that we have to ask when we're scared to sign Derek Carr. How much is that worth? Breaking the longest playoff drought in professional sports now, that the Sacramento Kings broke theirs. Worth a lot. It's worth a lot to me. Imagine that.